really excited about today's project. We have this beautiful armoire in the neoclassical style. But let's face it, no one has a TV that would fit in this tiny space today, leaving this poor wee armoire unloved and unwanted. We're going to change that and give it a new lease on life. My idea is to paint it in off-white so that it fits nicely into a light, airy space. I'm also going to age it and make it look like an heirloom piece, like an antique. I've already wiped down the surface to remove any grease or dirt. First, I just need to take off the hardware and then I'm ready to start painting. So if there are large panels in a piece of furniture, you can skip to using a roller and then slightly brush over it. It really just depends on how you like to paint. My favorite is just the brush, because on a piece like this that you want to look really historical, it's better that the paint isn't completely smooth. There are some brush strokes that when you antique it and sand it back, it just makes it look more authentic. Sometimes a roller can make it look a little bit too contrived, but it's just your personal style, really. Well, the first coat is dry. I actually had to sand out a couple little blemishes, but now it's time for the second coat. So I'm going to add some foil and some of the architectural elements. Now normally when you're using foil, you would paint the base color a yellow color for gold, a light gray for silver, or if it's copper, an orange color. That gives you a much more saturated application. But in this case, I want it to be very, very time-worn and almost faded off. I'm ignoring my own advice on this particular project. Now it's best to apply this size in a thin coat. And most times I do a thin coat, let it dry, and then I do a second thin coat, let it dry, and then I apply the foil. Now for the fun part. Always make sure to apply the gold foil shiny side up. And try to apply it without making wrinkles. And rub it on with a soft cloth. I like the gold foil to be fractured and look really faded and worn. I'm actually going to paint over it with a little bit of the white paint to make it even more faded. So this is really what I was wanting to see. Oh, I love that sound, but it reminds my wife of something not so pleasant. I'm going to distress the gold foil finish more by painting over it with the same white paint and rubbing back areas with a damp cloth so we can still see the gold twinkling through. But first, I'm going to seal the gold foil with a top clear coat so that I don't rub off the gold foil when I'm rubbing back with the damp cloth. While the top coat sealer is dry, and the next step is to paint it all with white paint. Now that the white paint is dried, I'm going to rub it back with a damp cloth, and that's when the magic starts to happen. I'm really loving how this is turning out, and there's just one more step, and it's a tinted Scumble to give it a little bit of edge. Finally finished, I put the hardware back on. I'm so pleased with how this turned out. What do you think? Well, I hope this project was as enjoyable for you to watch as it was for me to do. And I hope it inspires you to go and transform a piece of furniture of your own. If you want to know more about the products I used in this project, they're all listed in a web link in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe. There are lots of interesting projects coming up real soon. Bye for now.